Good afternoon, fellow Centralians, our faculty and staff, administrators, and of course, abroad we would like to greet our alumni chapters, America, Australia, and elsewhere in the other parts of the world. Today, we are very glad that we have an event which we call the annual blood Olympics, no? In other words, there is a competition there. And that is why we have two young ladies here who works for the Red Cross, Philippine Red Cross Iloilo chapters. Ma'am, would you like to introduce yourselves first?
Yes, hello, good afternoon. I'm Romery Corvera Sanchez, the Honor Recruitment Officer of Philippine Red Cross Iloilo Chapter.
Yes, good afternoon to fellow Centralians. I am Joji Esper Marmolejo Autahay, the Chapter Service Representative for the Health Service of the Philippine Red Cross Iloilo Chapter.
And right beside her is, of course, our very own Pastor JP Trasporto, who will also be in tandem with the event that they would like to discuss. Now, of course, dengue now is a news which is out already. And of course, other health concerns which needed blood. That is why, as a student, an OIC at the Office of the Vice President for Student Affairs, he would also be an integral part in the discussion of student safety nets and, of course, the university as a whole. So, Pastor, would you like to say something?
Hello, everyone. The university took initiative on the onset of the rainy season, which is also the opening of the school year. So, in addressing the concern for dengue, which has already become an outbreak here in the city and in the nearby municipalities, CPU had an initial response of residual spraying and fogging here inside the campus. And we did this last June 29. The chemical that we used is alpha cypermethrin, which is not actually harmful to humans. So its little dose would take around 4 liters for a person to be harmed by this particular insecticide. So we did that. However, it rained. So we repeated the procedure, particularly in the kindergarten and the elementary, where the students are children. So they are the most vulnerable to dengue, and also to the dormitories, the men's dorm and the ladies' dorm, where our students are 24/7. So they are on-campus residents. So we gave priority to these particular units, but eventually we were able to cover almost all of the area of the campus, including the walls and the grounds. Because in our spraying, we call this contact spraying, not just residual spraying. Whenever mosquitoes would hang on the walls or made contact on the walls or on trees or on bushes, they would be killed automatically because the insecticide is lethal for them.
Okay, we will come back to Pastor JP after a while. You see that we have already here inside the university a stringent measure and, of course, some chain of responsibilities at the Office of the Vice President for Student Affairs. Now, I would also ask you what do you have for CPU or, of course, any other schools also? What are you going to present to us that would tandem with what this Vice President for Student Affairs Office is doing now in advance for of the what we call unavoidable circumstances of this dengue situation, ma'am?
Yes, with the Philippine Red Cross Iloilo Chapter, as we have we have 6 services. That includes your health service, your Red Cross Youth, your safety service, your welfare, your blood, as well as your the other services of the DMS, the Disaster Management Service. Now, the Philippine Red Cross Iloilo chapter has a Red Cross Youth Council here in Central Philippine University. They have been very active in advocating these several services. Now, when it comes to the Red Cross Youth, the Red Cross Youth had already conducted some of the advocacies in regards with the dengue, as well as the initiative to have this mobile drive, mobile blood donation drive, in behalf of the whole CPU community. This blood that they were going to gather may be a very good help and a good impact sa within the dengue outbreak right now that had been declared in the province and city of Iloilo.
Okay, Miss, what's your name again?
Yeah, Mrs. Sanchez.
Mrs. Sanchez, do you have some additional information for us?
Yes. First of all, I would like, in behalf of the Philippine Red Cross, we would like to thank the Central Philippine University for taking this blood donation. You have been conducting the blood donation since 15 years ago, and you started the Blood Olympics since 11 years ago. Thank you for this. Since other school did not start, you've been doing this. Thank you so much.
This Blood Olympic is strictly for us only, or you have other schools also?
We have other schools who have all adopted also this program, Olympics.
It's quite interesting to hear Blood Olympics. So what are the mechanics of this Blood Olympics in CPU?
Yes, the Blood Olympics is our mechanics is that the donors, when they come in, we have different colleges who have joined. Then when they will be registered, they need to register first, and there are at least we have after the registration, if they will be disqualified from blood typing, they will get 25 points. Then qualified donor will get 100 points. We have only two scores criteria for this year.
These are strictly for college students only?
Yes.
Okay.
But CPU, well, for how many years the College of Engineering, they have been very, they did not let go of the winning the trophies.
Okay,
They've always been the winning.
Pastor JP, do we have any incidents so far, right at this time?
Incidents of dengue?
Yeah.
Okay, as far as the records in the clinic is concerned, no reported incident of dengue currently. There are patients who visit the clinic and the doctors suspect the symptoms of dengue to be present among them, and they were given requests for laboratory tests. However, they have not returned and reported the results yet. So as far as today is concerned, zero dengue incident. By the way, in the past, we have this rapid test for dengue at the medical clinical lab. However, only one or two tests were used out of around 2 boxes. So all these got expired, and sad to say, we don't have them anymore because they just expired, and only 2 tests were used out of 2 boxes, I think.
Sir, how do we coordinate this? For instance, we don't have a ready blood stock here in CPU. How do we coordinate that with the Red Cross?
I don't know much about the technicalities involved. I think they know better.
Would you like to elucidate further?
With the Philippine Red Cross, if and when that either of the students or our fellow Centralians need the blood, we have a blood coordinator in the name of Sir Jojo Roy Juarez. So we have that referral form, and that could be bring to the Philippine Red Cross Western Visayas Regional Blood Center, along with the referral or the request form from the hospital.
What else are needed? Do we have to pay anything else, or it's just directly free, or what?
Although blood donation is free, it goes with free. The donor does not waive for the blood processing fee. There is a corresponding cost, like we have to pay for the storage, reagents. So the accepted blood processing fee, we have the whole fresh whole blood, PAC RBC, and FFP. They need to pay for the blood processing fee.
We're just curious about what makes it different from the common folks there outside and the students. Do we have special arrangements, or maybe this is totally free here? What is the demarcation between the local communities and the CPU itself for their students?
They're all they, for example, no, all they need to pay for the blood processing fee, but there are some agencies that could help with the blood processing fee. For example, any Centralians or anybody who is that belongs to the indigent group, we have the DSWD or any other agencies that could help with, especially now, the governor's office, they have opened a lane for the dengue. So any patient who belongs to the province that is in need of the financial assistance when it comes to blood processing fee, they will assist.
So, because I'm just looking forward all the time, looking forward to the possibility that CPU would have a special arrangement with you, or like for example, we will just have a special card. When you see that it is Italian, it's already waived already, something like that. I mean, I'm expecting that, and perhaps we could talk to Judge with regards to some PR projects or programs. And to further on, Pastor JP, what are the stringent measures that you're imposing now to the students so that not only the students, even the faculty and staff, so we can avoid this worried problem already with regards to dengue?
So far, the thermal spraying, fogging, and the residual spraying, we have that already, and we will be repeating the process again this coming Saturday, because there will be no classes. But as far as dress code is concerned, for example, that they're free to wear anything just to protect themselves, we do not do that. In some schools, they do that. No, that's on the part of the student. But as far as the part of the university is concerned, we just did those two things.
Why do you think we have this kind of situation all the time, all this season? Yeah, this extension of June, July, August, something like in any other places, the same thing happens. There is the dengue thing, there's the dengue scare. So what do you think, Pastor, are the cause of this effect?
I think one good thing that I can see regarding the situation is this. It's not only the dengue mosquito, but in Palawan, for example, the malaria mosquito. There's another good thing about them, no? The dengue mosquito simply reminds us that we had a dirty environment, and so we need to clean up, right?
Yes.
Why does it have to take these mosquitoes to remind us? I think something is wrong with the way we regard our environment.
Does that also relate to the effects of rain? I mean, in the campus, there are potholes and everything like that.
Yeah, on the campus, but not much, no? I'm talking about not just the campus environment.
Yes, okay.
It's the total community environment. There might be stagnant water because of garbage, okay? There is no more free-flowing rivers and streams. Last time, our students from the NSTP did the cleaning of the Dongon Creek. So there were a lot of garbages there. So if that continues, the community would not be educated to really dispose their garbage properly, and that would congest our waterways, so mosquitoes would naturally breed, no, on stagnant water.
Ma'am, who is Ma'am Duji? I'm just curious about these programs. We haven't heard anything from the Red Cross Iloilo with regards to health educational programs, which our Rotary Club actually was planning also to engage with you. So, if there is anything, what are you doing now with regards to this care?
So, I'm glad that you actually mentioned Rotary Club. Rotary Club, as well as the Central Philippine University, is a very active partner of the
Yeah.
organization. They have been with us with a lot of activities. So recently, with the dengue outbreak, the members of the other Rotary Club had already donated some folding beds These folding beds were given to the different district hospitals. The Philippine Red Cross Health Services actually conducted a health facility assessment last June. We were able to assess 12 district hospitals, seeing those kids, those patients already sharing a bed, a hospital bed, a folding bed. Some other are actually on the chairs already. So we in the Philippine Red Cross wanted to help immediately. However, there are instances that if you are in an organization, you need to follow some protocols. So we canceled the protocol in the board of directors, and some of them are actually part of the Rotary clubs, donated folding beds just to give immediately to the different hospitals. So right now, with the outbreak, we are looking into deploying our field hospital already. That field hospital will decrease the load of the hospitals, especially those patients that are already in the hallway. We have to remember that our hospital can only cater 25 to 50 beds. But right now, they are catering up to 200 beds. And majority of those patients are actually dengue patients.
I'm also worried about the many patients getting into a crammed in few hospitals here. Do we have in our area there near the capital, do we have an emergency station? What I mean is we have a space there for, like for example, like in the hospital, we have this emergency room.
Yes.
Do you have that there?
In the province, we don't have that yet. But with the field hospital, we will be attaching that in the different district hospitals. So, for example, if this district hospital has only 25 beds and they are actually catering right now up to 200 plus, so we might as well look into it and build a hospital. It is a tent hospital. Together with it, some beds and some other medical supplies to ease out the hospital right now.
Pastor James, you might possibly have something in mind which you would like to relate to them, or maybe ask questions with regards to your concerns also. That relates to your operation actually.
We are thankful to be in partnership with the Red Cross. This had been going on for quite some time. We are also thankful to Joji Roy for really encouraging the students to be part of it. No, even under student life, they're already aware of these concerns. So probably it's the partnership that we should really be thankful, and we need more partnerships. No,
Yes, okay.
whenever there would be problems.
Yes, you've been
Yes,
talking
ma'am.
about partnership. These hospitals, district hospitals, also they full of patients right now, and they are expressing their needs for more folding beds, more IV stands, more materials, even manpower to accommodate all these dengue patients. And one of the municipalities I had just visited, they converted their RHU. They opened one of their conference room, admitted some of the dengue patient, even bought some Yakult because they don't have an appetite to eat,
Okay.
to drink and eat. They've been doing a lot of measures to serve, because no more hospitals, they will not accept these dengue patients anymore. So they've opened their RHU to
What is
accommodate
the HQ?
rural health unit.
Ah.
Yes, to accommodate all these dengue patients.
Okay, anyway, so far, do we have a data on how many have already fallen or with regards to dengue? Because the radio is blaring already so much of that news.
With the province, with the recent number, there is already 20 deaths
Wow.
that had occurred since January, and yes, 20, but there is more that has a suspected dengue cases. They are the one who is overflowing the hospitals. As you all know, the government is very active as well, the Philippine Red Cross, in encouraging our mothers, our father, our community, that if you have just like a fever, high-grade fever, you need to go to the hospital. Don't wait for the second or the third day, because the high chances that you're gonna be severe. It's the time that you just, it's just a fever. No.
How
right
does
now.
how does DOH reacts to these situations now?
With the recent RDRRMC meeting last Tuesday, the Department of Health has been exhausting all the resources. So with that meeting, the Department of Health as well as with the Philippine Red Cross had decided that maybe this is the right time for us to build some field hospital just to decrease the number of people in the hallways, because one of the hospital had already getting all their dengue patient put it into a ward or maybe in the conference room so that they can look at it like directly. They can assess it, they can monitor it. But with the other hospitals, the other doctors have to run from one floor to another floor. So what they were trying to do right now is to organize the people, the patients, put it in one place so that they can be closely monitored and they can be taken care of.
Is this the way of saying that we have the DOH only catering the ideas and implementations? What about the local governments? Of course, you cannot discount the politicians, right?
Yes.
So what are they doing here?
Yes, with the DOH, with the RDRRMC, or Regional Disaster Risk Reduction Management Council, it is composed of the different agency of the government. That includes your DILG, your DOH, your the other organizations, the other agencies. So with the DILG, they had already gave out a lot of executive order, a lot of memo, trying to mobilize all of the resources. That includes even the barangay captains to lead the cleanup drive in his or her own community.
Who shoulder most of the logistics here? Is it the local PRC, or is it also coming from local governments?
With the logistics, it's more of a partnership. We try to look at the gap. Who can do this and who can do that? Who have this and who does have this kind of logistics? So for example, if we have the tent but we don't have these big trucks to deliver it from Pasig going, for example, to Carles. So we need that big trucks. Now the ILG or the Army, the Armed Forces, they have these trucks that the SWD can actually give out or help us with the other aspects so that we can actually move together.
So it's shoulder to shoulder. And the 20 data that you said a while ago, is it from the province? From the
Yes,
province?
from the province. It
What
is-
about the city?
With the latest with the city, it's actually 4.
Sir, you have something to say?
The last victim of dengue was the one from Pavia.
I could not speak in behalf of the data because we are not actually allowed to tell who are this death.
So we are still going on with our Blood Olympics. What do we expect after that? Ma'am?
The blood units that we will be collecting will be prepared, yes, will be prepared for platelet, cryoprecipitate, and fresh frozen plasma. Right now, we've doing a lot of preparation. We don't even take our day offs just to make all this preparation because at top of the blood request that we are receiving, at least we have a minimum of 8 to 14 requests of dengue patient coming, and the minimum blood units that they require is at least 4 to 12 units of at least platelet. So we try to at least accommodate them and then give what their blood needs.
For CGP, last of the things I want to know, who are involved in doing now the campaign or the cleanliness drive inside the campus?
Of course, we have people from the grounds, but we get cues from our occupational safety and health officer. He gives us cues where to operate, and people from the grounds do that thing. And also we involve our students, like what I said, the NSTP are involved in the cleanup.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. But I would like to share something, probably this is not common knowledge. There is a kind of fish that is especially bred for the attacking the regulars of mosquitoes, the gape. If we can if we can breed more guppies and put this on places
Yeah, okay.
where we think
Guppy
where we-
fish.
yeah,
It's
where we
just one
suspect-
variety, or
Yeah, the
there's
guppy
a-
in general, they are bred
Oh, okay.
and they are intended to destroy mosquito larvae and wrigglers.
What about fogging? Are we also doing it now?
We are doing it on Saturdays only.
Saturdays
The first
only.
one was on June 29. The second one is on July 6. The next implementation of that would be on July 13, this coming Saturday. So only on Saturdays because the students are not around.
Okay. So far, you feel that the students here are very safe,
Yeah,
and
are safe, but who
Because it's
knows?
under your tarp,
Mosquitoes
you know.
fly,
Yeah, okay.
right? So we cannot be in control of everything.
And from the ladies from the PRC, would you have something to say about the drive now? Would you like to advise or say something to our public actually?
Yes, so in behalf of the Philippine Red Cross Iloilo chapter, we would like to encourage every Centralians and their families to donate blood. This is this is the best time for you to give back to our community through our blood donation. As we all know, there are already 20 deaths in the province, 4 in the city, but there are more that needs that precious blood. It would just take 15 minutes of your time. Now, if you could not actually donate blood, encourage other people to donate in behalf of you. That would actually help.
Ma'am, last words?
Yes, in connection to what Ma'am Judge just said, yes, we would like to encourage more voluntary donors because the immediate needs for the dengue, the blood cannot wait. The patient cannot wait. That's why we want to encourage voluntary donors because it takes the Red Cross 24 hours to process the blood. So we cannot say to the patient, just wait to your daughter just came in right now, so we need to process the blood. We need to issue to you it tomorrow. So the patient cannot donate. So we need more voluntary donors who could donate so that these needs would be served as to all the needed dengue patient right now.
And perhaps a few last words from our OIC Vice President, sir. We'd like to say something to, especially faculty and staff.
Yeah, also probably to the parents who are concerned of their children.
Yes, correct.
We are taking measures to protect everyone, especially our students from the kindergarten and the elementary. That we can say because we are doing our best, no, in terms of eliminating breeding places and possible hideouts of mosquitoes, and also by spraying and fogging.
So there you are, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to Looking Forward, and it has been the 31st segment of Looking Forward already. In behalf of Dr. Teodoro C. Robles, our beloved President, our Communications Director, Pastor Neil Halandoon, our coordinator, and our crew here at the studio, Ma'am Nestle Taala and the crew, and of course, our dear faculty and staff, our friends, and our alumni chapters abroad. Maayong hapon. I hope that you have learned a lot from these ladies from the Red Cross. Once again, I assure you that let us keep looking forward as I'm looking forward to another edition of Looking Forward. May God bless us all. God bless.